What's up?
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hey, dang, well, you've been on CCC, you speaking in all caps and shit.
He's yelling at us.
I
Isn't
can
that what
tell,
they
like,
say?
Ray, like, forever, I was like, why is Ray always in caps lock when he's talking to everybody? Then we got CCC. It's like, oh, that makes all the sense now. We know
Mm-hmm.
everything's in caps.
Crazy. Well, we got a few viewers on, only one speaking right now.
Yeah. Nick will be on here in a minute saying happy birthday or some dumb shit. Yeah. He did that earlier. I was like, quit.
Told you earlier, yeah, I had to call Stefan yesterday to get his professional opinion on some collision stuff.
Isn't it nice?
Make sure I'm right.
Enthusiastic. I miss Saturdays. They had Smash Masters had Charles on with Cam Auto Monday.
Yeah, I gotta go back. Back and watch it.
Me too.
Nighttime's just
I'm lurking. Look at him. What up, Mark? He's lurking with his close up. He said he's on the moon. Is there what did he say earlier about his profile?
I don't know. Or very artsy.
Yeah. Well, it'll be another one we'll get on one of these days.
Yep.
We talked to him. He's actually with our guest at his house right now, so we got to talk to him before the show. So
Kory's not actually looking at the camera. He's looking at Mark sitting across from him.
He did the hey girl, hey.
Anyway, what's up, Kory?
What up, Kory? Next week we will have finally. He's bugged the piss out of me enough. We're gonna get Thomas on for you, buddy.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I want to talk to Thomas anyway. Like, love him to death. Good kid. Won the beginner competition, so we'll talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, but we're not gonna have him on with Kory because Kory won't let him talk that.
No, hell no, Kory. Like they was on Shuddies, and like, I had to comment. I was like, "Is Thomas's computer froze? Like, what are we doing?"
Kory could comment on that one, but he can't.
Yeah.
Hey, I like Kory. I like seeing you back on your videos now. So
yep, do that thing. Thomas had a good repair. He did. I seen on the story the other day a Fender, the Lexus Fender or something like that. That was a good repair.
I don't think I saw the final on it. I gotta go back and look at it. But yeah, he was moving right along.
Yeah.
He was half asleep, probably.
Probably tired of hearing you talk.
Anyway, so we got a good guest tonight.
Yep.
And we both have seen his repairs several times, videos and all that kind of stuff. And we're like, we got to get him on. And we tried a little while back, and he couldn't do it then. So we kind of progressed down here.
We'll make it happen.
We made it happen tonight. So anyway, let's go ahead and get him on. Y'all help us welcome Mr. Kory Bender. What's up, brother?
What's going on?
He's famous.
You should have had Mark in the background going.
He can still be. Let's do the do-over. Mark, get over here. Celebrate me.
Celebrate me. That's awesome.
Oh, goodness. What's up, Jeffrey? There he is.
That's hilarious. The Fender Bender. See, Stefan's watching you too. He knows what's up.
What's up, dude?
I love the name, the Fender Bender.
Yeah.
I mean, just
with that last name, how could you not do that, right?
My heritage is German, and it's short for Fassbender, which is a blacksmith. So go figure. I shape metal for a living.
That is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I've got a German last name, but I'm not German.
Schmitz. Nick said fits perfectly. Yep, sure does.
My mind was going. I had something. Anyway, I was going to say, you get the calls like I do. How much that Fender Bender cost? I got a Fender Bender. How much it cost? Like, what are you talking about? You got a Fender, but you got a Dinger Fender?
That's not all you been. Get him. I heard something in the background. Is he like flipping nunchucks back here or something?
He's practicing, yeah.
Okay.
Nights and weekends, he's really going at it.
That's hilarious. Awesome. I love it. So yeah,
go ahead.
I was gonna say Kory's like taking off on the TikTok world and everything, so that's really cool. We were talking about that before the show, and we'll start with a little background about you, how you got into the industry.
Oh man, collision guy. I delivered a pizza when I was 17 to a body shop that had a Batmobile and the boat and the duck from I think it's Batman Returns.
Yep.
In their showroom. And I was like, this is so cool. At the time I had like a little mini truck bagged, and I was doing, my own body work and spray painting it. And I was like, bro, I'm ready. I'm ready for a body tech position. And I delivered the pizza there, and I was like, "This is the coolest shop I've ever seen. I'm going to apply as a tech." And they laughed, and they were like, "How about a detailer?" And I was like, "Okay, yeah."
Start somewhere.
Did that a couple of years, and I got into a paint shop and became lead painter at a body shop by 19. That was cool. Also, really good increase in pay from what I was making as a detailer and a helper. And I don't know, man. I did it for like 10 years, and I started at like 19 years old. I think I made like 90, like a little over 90 grand. And by the last year, I was like less than 60, working at the same shop, doing the same hours. Like, I don't know, just the insurance companies had just whittled away so much of my income that I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And 2010, we had a big hailstorm here. And we hired these 3 guys out of Texas. And I had seen like dent repair guys in our area. And like, I always thought like, yeah, that's cool, I guess, you know. But it wasn't until 2010 that I saw like real dent guys, because these guys were like glassing stuff that I was like, no way. And I'm looking at it as close as I can, like, no way, dude, this is crazy. And like, one of them just happened to kind of, you know, we had a couple drinks after work, because they were always like, hey, you guys want to go out and have some drinks? And I'm like, okay.
Go to Hooters?
Yeah, exactly, you know. So, you know, a little loose lips, and he kind of slipped on how much he was making a day. And I was like, you said what now? Like, oh, I'm sorry. Did you add an extra zero that you weren't supposed to? And he was like, no, that's my daily wage. And I was like, I got to quit painting cars.
So you're buying my beer tonight. That's what
yeah, exactly.
All of it.
Yeah. And I took an opportunity. I was at that shop for a long time, and I had kind of grown roots there. And it happens quick. You know, you don't realize it in the moment that, you know, you're kind of stuck somewhere and not really progressing. And I kind of had this like epiphany that I was not progressing any further. And so I put it out into the world that I was looking to learn PDR. And I'm not exaggerating, within like 2 weeks, a painter friend of mine that I knew was like, hey, I'm currently working at the shop. I heard you were looking for a PDR opportunity. He goes, there's 4 PDR techs here, me and 1 body guy, and I'm quitting. So if you want my job, you can come have it. And I was like, okay, I mean, let me interview with the guy. And so I went and talked to the owner, and I was pretty adamant that like, if there wasn't going to be an opportunity to learn PDR, then I probably wasn't going to leave. And he was like, yeah, whatever you want, man, I don't care. And so that was it. I got a job there. He was kind of a family owned, guy's name is Jay Doozer. They own a shop called Arizona Dent Shop. And he was an old hail guy, you know, still good tech, but, you know, he didn't really push anymore. And his son, Jacob, and his son-in-law, Matthew, were, you know, guys that push. And David Schlott worked there at one point, and, you know, a couple other friends that I have.
Who's that? We don't know who that is.
Yeah.
As he would say, a steward of our industry.
You ain't lying. Got him down.
Got him down.
Even a little up, you know, a little uppity.
That's awesome.
But
His tea with it.
yeah, yeah, his tea, little son of a bitch.
Pinky out.
The first time I had ever seen like a real smash repair, it was just like a 2018 body style RAV4. So before they went to the new body styles they're in now, and the gate on this thing was blasted, and it comes driving in, and I'm like, you know, immediately looking at this thing like, oh, we're gonna put a gate on this, and I'm putting my hands on it, and the owner comes out, he goes, what do you think? And I'm like, yeah, when's the gate get here? Let's get it done, you know? And he's like, oh no, Matthew's gonna PDR that. And I was like, the fuck he is? No, he's not. He's not doing that. Sorry, I'm not supposed to say that. And man, he fixed it. It was about 4.5 hours later, and he fixed it. And I was like, jaw hit the ground, and I was like, okay, PDR is cool, but like that's something different, and I want to learn how to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And so, go ahead.
Stephen said that. Hold that back. First PDR tech I asked about PDR, he told me, if you don't like being cold and wet, don't do PDR. That's just somebody trying to scare you out of it, I guess.
Because he'd be mobile in Connecticut and they got shit weather. I don't know.
I mean, that maybe. I was going to say, I live in Arizona, so it's not cool.
Yeah, you don't worry about that.
You know, like, you want to be hot and sweaty. I mean,
hot and sweaty, yeah.
But that's in a body shop, too. There's no different there. My booth we had a swamp cooler that plumbed right into my booth, and like, it would still read 120 degrees in my booth. And like, I'm full nylon suit, gloves are taped to my suit so I don't drip sweat into the paint. And like, it was,
God, that sounds miserable.
It was not fun. You know, It wasn't fun.
I gotta ask. You talking about your Slam truck? I was been thinking about this. Was it a Chevy S10 or a Nissan hardbody or a little Isuzu?
None of those. It's actually a Tacoma.
Toyota.
Really?
Toyota. Yeah,
Nice.
I had a little 22 RE standard cab short bed with a 4Runner front end on it. It was a 93.
Okay.
Big old monster notch in it, laid frame. I used the shackles for the old, like, because it was triangulated 4-link that I put into it, and I used the shackles as like my grind spots. So I would just lay the back end down, and the truck would hit the curb, and sparks go flying everywhere.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I was delivering pizzas in that when I was like,
Of course.
17, 18. Like,
You pull up there like, oh, this guy smokes weed.
on the job, actually. Yeah, like I'm high right now.
Nick said he had a 98 bag on 20s back in the day. Tacoma.
Yeah, it's super rare to see lowered trucks anymore. I don't know. I see them every once in a while, but not the same. It's just not
That's
the
why
same.
I got a new F-150, and I went and talked to a guy the other day about lowering. He's like, we don't lower them anymore. Everybody wants them lifted. I'm like, well, I'm different, man. I'm old school. Like, I want this bitch on the ground. So
Yeah.
I'm finding somebody to do it.
And he told Andy that because it's 4-wheel drive.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not
What
going
the hell, son?
Who lowers a 4-wheel drive? That's kind
I'm
of
not
like
going
blasphemous.
off road with it, but 4-wheel drive.
I know, but
We get this thing called snow here, Kory. If you haven't heard of it, so in snow I can still drive around. And, that's the whole
I've never
point
heard of
having-
that. Snow?
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting.
it's like dirt, but cold and wet and frozen.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to get you off your topic.
No,
but
you're fine. But yeah, that was like the beginning of the end of painting for me. Is I took that job, I watched Matthew fix something, and then we had a conversation, and I was doing pretty good. Like, I was training PDR there, but Jay didn't put a ton of effort into the training program. He was like, just come out and hit a hood with a hammer, be like, yo, fix that, and walk into his office. And I'm like, oh, all right, okay, so he gave me a list of tools to buy. They were all A1, which, they're a little outdated these days, but
yeah,
they did the job at the time. And man,
So did you end up getting any kind of in-person training, or you just learned it on your own?
I mean, kind of, yes. Like, I was exposed to really good and talented PDR techs, and so I took the pieces that I could from them. But a lot of it is just trial and error, truly trial and error. And then like I said, like, you get on a social media, and then, people like Bryce Kelly fix something crazy, and it just shows you what can be done. So then you start thinking about things differently, like, if it can be done, then your approach is wildly different, in my opinion,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I started, I had a conversation with Matthew, and it was like, oh, I had a really good week painting cars, and I made like $4,500. And Matthew was like, oh man, that's great, dude. Killing it, man. He's like, I kind of had a rough one. I only billed 10 grand. And I was like, I'm sorry. I'm done with this conversation. And I'm not kidding. I walked into the office, and I was like, all right, so it's like October. I was like, come January 1st, I'm done painting cars. I want to fix PDR full time. And he's like, are you ready? And I'm like, probably not. No, Matthew is unreal. He is a very, very talented technician.
Dave.
Yeah.
Mr. Pinky's out.
Yeah. But yeah, that was it. That was a conversation that I had, and I was like, I'm done with this. And I went in and told him, ready or not, I'm doing this. And January 1st of 2017, I started working as a PDR tech full time. And by January 5th, I had realized that I maybe made a mistake, because I'm not good at this. Really not good at this. Big old slice of humble pie. It was hard at first. Super hard. But I just kept showing up and doing it, and took a huge pay cut to do it. But give it 4 months later, something clicked. I don't know. I mean, 4 months of doing it every single day. Even on weekends, I was going home and just doing it, because I was like, I got to do this, because my livelihood depends on it now. And then something clicked. And then once it clicked, it was like this aha moment. And then all of a sudden it became easy. Not easy, but like easy to make a paycheck. And, I remember I billed my first $1,000 day, and I was like, I'm on to something here, like, this is crazy. But
was it mainly hail that y'all were working on?
No, it was just route stuff.
Oh yeah. Never mind.
We don't do
there.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Were y'all doing much wholesale, or just?
So my first $1,000 day was actually in Yuma, which is like 3 hours away from where I live.
Wow.
And so once a week, we had a string of dealerships down in Yuma, and one of us, no one ever wanted that, but I was like the low guy on the totem pole. And so I was like, I'll take it. I don't care. I'll go do Yuma. And it was, you think it's hot in Phoenix, bro. It's hotter in Yuma. It's like actual hell there. It's crazy. I don't know how anybody lives in Yuma. No offense if you do, but I don't know. It wouldn't be me. And so, I ran through these like 5 dealerships. We also had one body shop out there, and, I had a good day, and I'm leaving, I'm tallying up, and granted I was on a percentage. And so I billed 1,000. I didn't make 1,000, but like, it was enough for me to go like, hey,
still a milestone.
Crazy. This is way more than I ever made painting cars. And I'm like, 6 months into this career. So that's crazy. But yeah, we, Jay and I had a little, to do. He wanted me to do some stuff for free that I wasn't really interested in doing, sales particularly, because once I had the skill set, he was like, yo, you're the guy because you can talk and now fix dents. So you should go get us more work. And I'm like, I'm in, dude, but like, where's my compensation for it? And he's like, nah, you're not going to get any of that. And I was like, well, all right. So we parted ways. I started my business in May of 2017. And that's been it ever since. Just been doing this ever since.
And getting better and better at it.
Stephen said he had 13-inch crease, and body shop got pissed when he had it done in 2.5 hours. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Just think about what you'll do when you leave that body shop, Stephen.
Yeah. There is, in my opinion, there is a huge gap between what we do and what body techs do. And I think that there's room to be, all body techs should have some PDR training, in my opinion. Because like, replacement panels anymore, there's like, the art of repair is like a dying art, is what it feels like. I go to a lot of body shops and they're just kicking panels in the trash. I'm like, why didn't you just fix that? Like, it pays more money to fix that than it does replace it. And it's like the integrity of the car is better. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know.
I think that's where Kiko's coming in, and then like Gene with AI, it's not necessarily teaching PDR, but teaching the glue pull method, which is it's really bridging that gap and allowing them to do repairs instead of replacing. And Stefan and Nick are both, have been through that. They understand, and then they kind of move. And Nick went full PDR now, but Stefan's on his way. But you watch his videos, and he can show you. It makes the repairs a lot better, a lot smoother, a lot cleaner than trying to cut and weld when you can.
Yeah.
So I think every body shop needs to do it. I was talking to some body guys Saturday at a little car show, and most of them, guy I was with, a longtime customer of mine, he was like, hey, this Brandon, he owns Eagle Dent, and he does paintless dent repair and all that. Like, I don't allow that in my shop. I'm like,
Okay,
cool.
Yeah.
have fun hacking cars up, you ass.
There was a weird, like, I don't know, taboo thing I felt like when I first got into this and I was approaching body shops. Some of the old time body shop guys were like, that's hogwash. You get those micro cracks, your repairs don't last. And I'm like, micro cracks? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, I don't understand.
They're used to the hacks coming in.
Yeah. I'm like, there's no cracking. Well, even if I can't see it, I know they're there. That paint's going to fall off. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, and it was more common than I thought, honestly. I was actually genuinely surprised at how many people responded to my approach that way.
Jason, we don't talk to your kind.
Yeah.
I was in Sholo in a body shop when I was working at the dent shop, trying to like drum up some new business out there because we had kind of a slow day and we were in Sholo. So I was like, well, let's just go hit these little shops right here and see. And I remember this guy. I was like, hey man, we do PDR. He's like, I tried it. It don't work. It don't work. I got myself a little glue thing. I pulled it. It just made the dent worse. And I was like, have a great day. I'm out.
I love like, what was it last week? Week before last, I had a Tesla owner. I gave him an estimate over photos, and I always say, once I see it in person, I'll give you an exact quote. And he was like, well, $500 something seems too much. I was thinking around $300. And it was right between the handle and the edge of the door, above the body line. And So like in there, I had all the R&I costs and all this, you even taking the handle out. And I mean, the sucker it looked like it was less than an inch until I got it in person. And then it was about 2 inches, but a little sharp right on the edge where it's, right where the glue is.
Mm-hmm.
And so we agreed on a price and everything. And I was able to snake a tool down from the edge to finish it. But he was like, yeah, I bought one of them glue pull kits and I got the majority of it out. And I looked at him. He's a surgeon. I looked at him. I said, so do you want me the next time I need surgery to start trying to do it on myself before I come to you? Well, no. I was like, then don't try this again. Come to me. It'll cost you less money. I'll get it done a lot faster. Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I'm curious, how'd you get into the Dave Schlott network out there in Arizona? Like we were talking before the show, you guys in Arizona in that area got a really cool network of local techs and stuff that all kind of help each other out. I really think that's cool.
Yeah, Mark and I have actually named it the League of Extraordinary Dentalmen.
Dentalmen?
Yeah, Dentalmen. The League of Extraordinary Dentalmen. Actually, I had never met Dave, and he called me. So again, I worked at the shop for 4 months as a dead tech, and the writing was on the wall for me that I was like, hey, if I got to do sales for free, I'm going to do it for myself. So I left, and I kind of just like, fuck it, I'm going to just jump out there and see what happens, and if I lose, I lose, but like I'm gonna try, and a mutual friend of Dave and I is this guy Nevin. And Nevin, I told him what I was doing, and he's like, you're crazy. He's like, you don't know anybody. What are you going to do? I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to go knock on doors, and then I got a call from David, and he's like, I hear you're unemployed, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, great. So that means you're available. Meet me for lunch. And I was like, okay. And so I did. I met him for lunch, and he showed up, and he had a yellow, like, one of those like Mead, like writing pads, and he had a bunch of literature with him, and I showed up with nothing. And I was like, oh, I thought we were just going to have lunch. I didn't realize this was like okay. And so he was very gracious, and he was like, look, he goes, we're all in this together. We need to have a network. PDR guys should be working together, not against each other. And he's like, so I want to help you. He goes, what are your plans? What are your tactics? What are you going to do? And I was like, I quit my job yesterday. That's what I've got so far, And he was just like, great. This worked for me. This worked for me. This is the attitude you need to have. You need to be knocking on it. They're going to say, get out of here. Like, great. I'll see you next week. And, I'm like, okay. And so I listened. I was a sponge. I listened to everything he said, and I applied it every day. And like my job became going to dealerships and body shops and selling myself, and it was always like, we've got a guy. I'm like, yes, I know you have a guy. Everybody has a guy. You wouldn't be in business if you didn't have a guy, but like your guy's going to say no. And when he does, I guarantee you, I got more time on my hands than he does. I'll come out and do it. I don't give it. I don't care. I don't care what it takes. I'll get it done. And that was the attitude. And they're like, cool, whatever. Yeah, bye. And then I'd show up the next week, and they're like, what are you doing here again, Kory? And I'm like, oh, you remember my name, and that was the attitude I had to have, and like, honestly, like my expectations were exceeded in the first month of doing my own business. I had like, a monetary goal that I had set that I knew I could pay my bills in, and I basically doubled it. And I was like, okay, this works, and eventually it's, it just kind of naturally grows like fire, right? You meet someone, and then that person is part of a group, and all the dealerships talk to each other, and they're all at the auctions together. And next thing you know, this one said that one, and, then you're getting calls from people, and, that's just kind of how it progressed. So
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So I owe David a lot. I tell him that all the time, but
he's great. And he's really great at mentoring. He was part of the 20 group when I first started. He helped me a lot with he's super smart. He's just all that stuff in his head. I don't know where he gets it from, but yeah. And he's more, like you said, he's willing to, share information and just try to help out, because we are all in this together. So that's huge.
Yep.
And he let me shadow him too, and like, I remember I had like first week, I was kind of just, I had done my sales routes, and I didn't really come up with anything. And it was like maybe 2:00 on a Tuesday, and I had just got home, and I get a call from him. He's like, Bender, what are you doing? You want to come knock out a car with me at a dealership? And I was like, I had already mentally checked into like, I'm going to settle into the couch and drink tonight, and he was like, all right, yeah, I'll get up and do this. And I went and I did some wholesale work with him, and kind of watched how he worked and got to see how he engaged with his customers and with the cars. And
did you have to fan him with the leaves and stuff like that? Is that what you did?
not while anyone was watching. He wasn't he wasn't trying to degrade me. He just
That's awesome.
See, brother, James has got to roll out.
See you, James.
Stefan's asking mostly wholesale or any retail work. What's your kind of
currently? I'm probably like a 30-30-30 split. I try to keep it equal, and that's actually something that David had kind of implemented to me when we first talked. Was the markets seem to kind of balance each other out. So when my dealerships are a little bit slower, my body shops seem to kind of pick up some of the slack, and the retail stuff. I don't really do any advertising, and you could argue and say that like my social media is advertising, but I don't pay for those. I just make them for, the portfolio aspect. And sometimes, people reach out to me, hey, I saw you on TikTok and do you want to fix this dent? And I'm like, yeah. But aside from that, no advertising. I actually don't like general public questions because they're usually unfiltered and like crazy. Whereas like if I get a referral from a body shop or a dealership, they already kind of have an expectation in place, like for instance, they go to the body shop, they say, hey, this is $2,500 to fix all this stuff. But I know a guy that could probably do it for like $500 to $800. They have an expectation now. And so when I say $700, they're not like, oh my God, you can't do it for 70, like there's that filter that exists that I really like. But my work is I try to keep a wide split, I do try to do one big dent a week, and just keep that consistent. I think that keeps my skills sharp. I usually save those for Fridays in case they bleed into the weekends. Yes, I don't love Fridays all the time, but I do them. But I have standing appointments at dealerships that I hit like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then, body shops every day. So yeah, it's a pretty good split.
It's wild you're doing smashing on Friday. Like I'd be the type I'd want to do that on Monday just to get it out of the way. And like by Friday, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I'm getting my ass kicked all week.
Well, a lot of times, so I don't have a shop. I am mobile, but I do have air conditioning on my garage at home. And so a lot of times, like people are pretty cool. Again, and I think the sell is really like the content. So like when I have content that shows multiple locations and the work that I've done, and if I have the narration on top of it, they kind of feel like they already know me. In some aspects, like they hear my voice, like they're recognizable, so they're familiar with me. And so a lot of people, I haven't had any pushback on them dropping off their vehicles to my home, and like I'm talking, like sometimes I've had like $100,000+ cars that people are like, yeah, here's the keys. I'm like, cool. So I'm in the comforts of my home. My wife's here. I got my little chihuahua hanging out, it's not the worst. So
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit better when you're not away from home and like, especially with you being mobile, like you're not in somebody's driveway doing this on a Friday freaking.
Yeah, that would be pretty miserable.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it funny that the ones like the higher end cars or the ones that are expensive and all that, those owners, here's keys, whatever.
Yeah, they don't care.
And it's the ones with like the little Prius or something like that that are just absolute.
Or the 2014 Altima with crap paint on it.
Yeah. Don't hurt my baby. It's gone through a lot since 2000.
Those miles are original, by the way. That's original. Believe that or not.
Its odometer's only rolled over 3 times.
I don't wash it. I don't wash it because the dirt protects the paint. Cool, perfect. I don't need to see them dents and fix them anyway. We're good. Let's go.
That's what
the shops at his home too. Love it.
Bedside I did last week or whatever. I left my Snap-on flashlight under it. And he texted me over the weekend. He's like, hey, found this under my truck when I was washing it. I was like, I appreciate it. I said, but you ain't got to wash the inside of that part of the bed. I said, because I had to get under that sucker. I didn't want dirt and all that falling on me. So I sprayed it down good. I wiped the whole inside of that bed. And I was sitting there just a knocking. Usually it's just falling all over.
Yeah.
Stefan's been keeping up with you, Stacey. He loves the Karate Kick that video, by the way.
Thanks. Yeah, that was one of those like, oh man. If you guys have made content, so I know, but anybody watching, if you've ever made content, like a 2-minute video takes like hours to make. Mm-hmm. Like for me anyways, because I'm critical and like the editing, I actually really enjoy the editing portion of the video and putting it together, making it cohesive, adding some music. That's great. But the commentary is like dreadful because no one likes the way they sound, you know, and everything I say, I'll like say something. I'm like, nope, that's stupid. Delete. Nope, that's stupid. Delete, you know, and just, you know, stumbling over my words. And so it takes me insanely long to narrate 2 minutes. It's just, you know, whatever. And so the last video that I did, I was like, one take. I'm just going to riff. I'm going to say whatever comes to mind. And that's it. And that's all it's going to be. And that's what I did. And I hit post before I even watched it. And I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
It is.
Sweet.
And you probably get more views on that.
Ton of views. I was about to say, probably got a killer amount of views and stuff.
That's like, you know, Levon's content. I just love it because it's just.
So I said one take.
Quick little videos and him just funny and his guys and all that. And it's not really showing full repairs. It's just.
People don't care to see that, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, us as a dent guy, we want to put that out there, but that ain't really what people are trying to see. So
yeah, there is a little bit of ego when you're making content. There's no lie. Like I want to, you know, I want to show the best that I can do, but like, you know, I have bad days and I don't fix every dent.
The first video I did was for the Dream event, the first one, and when they were like, you know, I was going to do a live one on the day of, but they wanted me to record like a full repair, like a smash repair. You know, I condensed it down like 3 hours, but it was like 8.5 hours. I was here until 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, you know, you're trying to adjust cameras. You're trying to, I mean, I do it totally different now, but I'm like, I don't like this shit. I by myself. I mean, it had lights falling over it. It was just, you know, crazy.
Were you, the Dream event, was that I don't know, did they only do that once? I know Dave Stream. Yeah, because Stream is out here too.
Yeah, and they were going to do it the second time, and then Trey started all kinds of bullshit.
Okay.
Daniel said he saw that video and he said, oh, you got one with a strange accent. It was hilarious.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's the Karate Kick one they were talking about.
Oh, okay.
I have to go back and look at that one then.
I've been off TikTok for a little while. I kind of had to unscramble my brain from TikTok for a little while. Like,
oh man, TikTok's algorithm has me pegged as a conservative Trumper. Like all I see is like, Trump, they're gonna take over the world. And I'm like, like turn it off.
Dude, I usually get mine on a comedy one, like where everything's just funny, and I'm down for that. Just give me the funny shit. That's all I care about.
Problem is like, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just like talking about the Trump thing. Like last night during the debate, Vice President, like I just posted something. And then this morning, like I have comments from people I don't even freaking know that are, you look at their stuff and it's like, it has to be bots or something. Because it's like all anti-Trump stuff. And I'm like, block.
I don't do any political. I'm good.
Yeah. Man, it's hard not to at this time of year. Like every 4 years, everyone's a little political, you know?
What was you going to say?
I'm sorry. I was reading the comment.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Barry's excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah. He's one of those guys too that like I'll send him a message and he'll just FaceTime me, you know?
Yeah.
Kory, you're doing it all wrong here. You gotta put the thing over there. No, see, you gotta take the metal here and you gotta spread it a little wider. And like awesome. He's brilliant, dude. He really is.
Oh yeah.
And very such a great guy, honestly. Yeah. I like Barry a lot.
I love his passion. When the JVF came out, his videos with that stuff, you could just tell like the love for that and PDR as a whole. So it's really cool.
Yeah, he's a talented guy.
Yeah,
I just wish we could get the multicolor doodahs here, not just silver.
I have an old orange one. Actually, the first time I ever encountered Barry, David made fun of me because I was working at a wholesale lot, and thinking outside the box, at least I was trying to. And I had a pretty good knot on an Equinox door body line. And I'm looking at this thing and I got the belt molding off it, but the glass is still in it. And I got one of those, two of those, like the bags like pulled up pretty wide. And I'm like, I bet you I can get a doodah down that thing. And like, so I put a 1-inch rubber ball on a doodah on the end of it. And I jammed it down the door, and I moved the meat out super quick. And I was like really happy about how this was going. I'm like, yeah. And I go to pull it out and it's stuck. And I can't get it out. The rubber ball is like grabbing, the brace on the inner and it's like not letting it out. I'm like, what the hell? And so dumbass, I look in there like, what is it caught on? And I pull at the same time and it right in the face. I ended up getting I got 5 stitches in my forehead that day, like idiot. And I mistakenly sent the pictures to David Schlott, who then immediately put him on Facebook and tagged Barry in it. And then Barry's makes a video response. He's going like this. He's like, Kory, I'm really sorry to hear that. He goes, but the real fix is you just put a plaster on it. And he moves his hand and he's got a doodah sticker across his forehead. And I was like,
that's awesome.
Damn it, Dave.
Stephen said he can make your doodah any color you like.
I know. I've got mine that I made long, like when it first came out, but it wasn't sold over here, or you couldn't find it anywhere, and I needed one day. Like I had this specific dent. I'm like, I need a doodah, so I made mine. And of course, I used it on the Dream Event live one. But I'm telling everybody, go get a doodah. I'm pointing, and that's when Barry reached out the first time to me. He started sending me the videos of all the doodahs in the tree, the doodah orchard, all the multicolored ones. And so I'm like, damn, I got a green one.
I gotta say, Kory's spot on with that accent.
Oh yeah,
I'd sound like a dumbass if I tried that. Right, I ain't. Yeah, no thanks. I'll leave that to the professionals. Well, we're over halfway, so we can get into the personal life. Get a little personal here, Kory.
All right. Yeah. I'm an open book. What would you like to know?
Are you married?
Like long walks on the beach. I am married. Yes.
How long have you been married?
Less than a year. Our 1 month or 1 year anniversary is this year, actually.
Damn, you're the fastest one that's actually new. But it's kind of easy right now.
Let's start getting harder and harder.
Well, congratulations on that.
October 13th. So my influence on the wedding was we got married on Friday the 13th. So
nice.
I'm October 8th.
Hey.
24 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
It took me a lot longer to find one, you know?
Yeah.
I'm old too, though. I'm old too.
Honestly. How old are you?
How old are you?
38.
Oh.
Yeah,
Brandon's like twice your age.
I'll be 45. I'm not twice your age.
In dent years.
You're like my cousin. My cousin that was like, we're like brothers growing up, same age. We're 3 months apart, but he didn't get married till he was 39, and then had his first kid at 40.
Man, it was real hard not to tell an Alabama joke there. You're like my cousin. It's like my brother. It was so hard. I jumping in because I'm
not into males now.
Oh man.
Anyway,
restraint.
So y'all have kids yet, or
baby on the way? Actually due November 20th. We're gonna have a little girl.
Heck yeah.
Sweet girl, dad.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Yeah. I'm super excited. It's
fun.
It's been one of those questions that, like, you know, I think everyone kind of, you know, do I want kids? Do I not want kids? Like, what's the move, you know? And it wasn't until I met my wife that I was like, yeah, I want kids, you know, for sure I want kids. And like, truth be told, like, I'm having a daughter in 51 days, theoretically. Yeah. And I still have this, like, are we sure? There's no take backsies, you know, like what's the return policy on this thing, you know? Yeah, but I mean, like, and that's I will say, like, as we're getting closer, that feeling is fading a lot, but like I'm super excited, you know. I'm looking forward to the laughs. I'm looking forward to like the awkward moments, you know. Like, I'm really like, I can't wait until she's old enough to say some crazy shit in front of people. And, you know, she's like, you got a big nose. And I'm like, oh, don't say that, you know, like.
Yeah. Once she's out here and you hold her in your arms, like everything, any doubt goes away. It's there. You're good to go. Like,
and that baby smell, that, I mean, just having them on your chest and
driving home from the hospital like 5 miles an hour because you don't want to getting hurt in a car wreck.
Yeah. I already feel that way with my wife in the car when I'm driving. I'm like, everyone put your seatbelts on. What are you doing? No, don't. Sit down. Like,
well, if you plan on having another one, then just have a hernia repair, you know, a couple weeks or 6 days before, and then that way your wife can drive herself and you to the hospital, drop you off at the front, go park the car, walk her ass in. That was me.
Speaking from experience, I take it.
I'll never live that one down. But I couldn't drive. You know, she's like, "We got to go." Or our first one was when the water broke. You know, I had this picture in my head that the water broke, the baby's coming out. Like, I'm going to haul ass, and she's getting mad at me for driving, fast to the hospital. I'm like, I don't want the baby's head to come out. I didn't, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen when the water breaks, but it was, you're going to love it. You're really going to love it.
If you watch while the baby's coming out, just don't worry. Their heads get harder. Like, that was my freak out. Like, they're pulling her out by the head and it's squishy. I'm like, what y'all do? Like, you broke it. It freaked me out. I was like, she's going to have a cold head.
Well, my wife and I mean, it's her decision, but I 100% support it. Because, like, I don't know, I maybe last 4 years or so, some things have come to light that, I think changed people's perspectives, COVID being biggest of all of it, and I will say that, like, I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but I have had my faith in the system rocked just a little bit, enough to go like, is this really the route we want to go? And so she's decided that she wants to do a natural birth, and we're doing like midwives and a doula. Oh, awesome. So no hospitals there. And interesting enough, like, we've done all these classes now. And so, like, when you say, like, I already knew that about the baby's head because I went to this class and learned all about the baby's head. And I was like,
I didn't go to no damn class.
Squish and, and like, I could tell you that once the water breaks, she has 24 hours to get to, 5 centimeters. Otherwise she could possibly have an infection. Like, I know all this stuff now. And it's like, I don't know, like, baby expert,
That's
but
awesome.
yeah, we're super excited. It's going to be fun.
Good. It is.
Yeah.
Being a girl dad is awesome.
Yeah, they're fun.
I think initially I wanted a boy, just like selfishly, like, I'm a car guy, I'm hands-on, like, I want someone to bestow my wisdom onto. And, honestly, like, the more I've sat with it, like, I think the girl's probably the best move for guys, right? Because, like, they say mama's boy, daddy's girl, right? So if you do it right, you're going to have daddy's girl for the next 12 years or so. And then they might hit a little stride for a few years where they don't like you and you're full of shit and you don't know anything.
All emotion. All the emotions.
But if you stay the course and you stay supportive and stuff like that, then hopefully, they're going to turn the corner again. And then, for the rest of their lives, they're back to daddy's girl. So I think that's pretty exciting.
As long as they always know daddy's always there for them, no matter what.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Jeffrey's got like a gang.
Yeah.
4 daughters and 4 sons. What was that age range again? Like 40 something to 7 or something like that? Something crazy. Was that Jeffrey?
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's I can't imagine 8 kids, so I'm like stressing on 1. I can't imagine 8. Like, it sounds great. It sounds like a house full of laughter and nuts. It sounds nuts, but like in the best way,
Yeah.
So
like we wanted, we knew we were going to try for more than 1, so we wanted them at least 2 years apart,
Yeah.
And so we did that on the first 2, and they were roughly 2 years apart. Girl, I wanted the girl first. We had a girl. Wanted the boy. He came along second. I was like, dang, I got what I wanted.
Yeah.
And then we had a surprise a while later.
Adam said Jeff's just short of a baseball team, no doubt. Yeah, like in that age range, 42, like you're done, and then no, let's bring some more. Like, wow. Which I mean, I'm 42. My I got a 12-year-old little brother and a 7-year-old little sister. So it happens.
Yeah.
It happens to me. Y'all might not see me anymore. What happened to Andy? I don't know.
See, Jeffrey's got it good because he can just be the all-time pitcher.
Yeah.
He got his baseball team.
Right.
But
we'll keep getting off track. It's fun.
Squirrel. So what do y'all like to do? I know y'all been busy with baby stuff and getting ready for that, but even before that, like what's some things y'all like to do?
My wife and I like to hike, and we live in a really beautiful place to hike. We could drive a couple hours north, and weather's much nicer there, but the views here in the desert are pretty spectacular. That's one thing that her and I share, like, a real passion for. It's just hiking, just get out in the middle of nowhere. No one's around, you bring a little bit of food and you just kind of take your time. And it's, I don't know, there's something, not to get like, too in depth. There's something spiritual about it, really. Like, I also, the other side of that, I like to be, active. And so I'm typically in the gym, and then we'll see how long that lasts with baby coming in. But, 3 to 5 days a week, I'm usually in the gym for at least an hour. And for a while there, before I met her, before baby was coming, like I was doing like 2 a-days where I'd go mountain biking for an hour and then back to the gym for an hour. And that was a lot of fun. I do really enjoy mountain biking. It's probably one of the few things that like mixes all of the stuff I'm into. You get adrenaline, you get fitness, and you get nature. And it's, you know, I did this like 2 years ago where I had biked a single track trail from Flagstaff to Cottonwood, which is about 85 miles, almost 6,000 foot of elevation gain throughout the trail. And I did it over the course of 2 days, and just it's bike packing. You know, I just brought like a tent and some food, and I went by myself, and it was my own equivalent of like a walkabout. You know, you know, there was a moment where I'm in the forest by myself biking and actually dying on my bike and going like,
why'd I do this?
Why am I out here? What am I looking for? You know, but like, I think those are good conversations to have with yourself, truly, you know, if you don't put yourself in that position, like, you know, at least semi-regularly, I think, you know, probably should, because you learn a lot about yourself in those moments, you know.
See, I can imagine that my I don't put myself in that kind of moment, but sitting in the woods hunting, that's my alone time thinking. And sometimes I just think way too damn much. Get pissed off at myself.
Damn customer never did show up.
I wonder if he's burning in his car yet.
Do you guys ever make trips to Sedona?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have Sedona.
We have a cabin up in Munns. It's like 20 minutes south of Flagstaff and like 50 minutes north of Sedona. So
wow, that's awesome.
That's cool.
Like a lot of people in Arizona got cabins somewhere else. Like Ryan Dunn had a cabin somewhere else too.
Yeah, it's too hot here, man. You got to have a cabin. I think he said he was up in Heber. That's like Show Low area. So a little bit further east.
Okay. That's awesome.
I have no idea where y'all are talking about.
Yeah, I just know Sedona
because we went to
Phoenix and we went to Sedona when we was out there. And that's where me and Jack took the helicopter trip and did the helicopter tour. That was amazing.
Sedona is really beautiful, but man, it's full of yuppies. It's just teeming with yuppies.
Very touristy, you could tell. It's kind of like our Gatlinburg here. Like it's an awesome area if you don't have all the tourists there. So. You
hit it in the non-peak time.
Yeah,
exactly. It's just mainly locals. Then
I gotta take Amanda wants to go because she had to miss that trip, my wife, and so I gotta take her back to Sedona one day. We're gonna make that trip.
Well, if you make your way to Arizona, maybe we can actually go golfing instead of David Schlott, who lies to me about golfing. I hope you're still watching, David. You liar.
Yeah.
David, take him this weekend.
That was a fun time. Gene Fetty rode in his kid's car seat in the back and everything. I got picture proof. It was hilarious. You see Gene's in the car seat in the picture like this.
Goodness.
Look. Come on, man. He's still watching.
It's only been like 3 years. You've been telling me we're going to go golfing. It's cool. I'm still holding the candle, Dave. I'm still holding it.
Now, do you golf pretty often, or would this be like a?
I like to golf. So we, as the locals here, we get the advantage of really, really cheap golf in the summer and getting absolutely raped in the winters. So summertime, I play a lot more. This season, I've had too much on my plate. You know, I'm starting another business with a friend of mine. We're doing like, I don't know if you've ever seen the giveaways on social media where they're like, you know, buy this shirt, win this car.
Mm-hmm.
I did a bunch of research into this year, and it turns out those guys basically print money. So we're going to throw our name in the hat there. But that's coming later. You know, we're in the process of getting like products made now through our manufacturer. So
that's awesome.
That'll be
awesome. I'll be wanting to follow that journey for you. That'd be really cool to see how that works out for you.
Yeah, the company. Well, it's called Dialed Industries. You can find us on all social media. It's dialed.industries. But yeah, it's I've been busy this year, so no, I haven't golfed as much. But typically, you know, like last summer, my best friend and I played probably twice a week. So
right. Well, Dave said lock him down for March of 2025. Y'all should know about it.
Sounds
right.
Got
to push that back. He'll be somewhere else out of town.
I think he's actually said that in previous years, but I don't know.
In previous years, it was still March of 25. He's like, hey, it's 2020. Catch me in March of 25. Take it down.
That was a typo. I meant 52. That was a typo. So sorry.
So are you You come to MTE or what?
No.
Did you go to Expo?
No, I've been once to the Orlando one with David. That was in the beginning of my career, and I do like flying with Dave. He's he set the whole thing up.
First class.
Oh my God, dude! I've never since and never after. Like I just he called me. He's like, I did some research and I see that we're on the Airbus to Charlotte. He's like, so I moved some things around. I burned some miles, and you and I are flying first class. And I'm like, great. What do I owe you? He's like, don't worry about it. I burned the miles. It's not a big deal. And I'm like, okay, that sounds very generous. And then like, I remember we're sitting in the plane and this woman walks by and she's like, are you Tony Hawk? And I was like, no. And Dave turns from his seat. And he's like, don't let him fool you. That is 100% Tony Hawk. What the hell, Dave?
Dave's like, this is how I got first class. Shut up.
Oh God,
that's hilarious.
Well, you need to, you ought to try to go because it's totally different now. It's big, it's fun, it's it's just a big family.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Did you enjoy it when you went?
So I tried to keep up with Dave drinking night one.
Good luck.
Did not enjoy the next day. I woke up, and I don't know how he did it. He was up later than me, drinking considerably more than I was. I'm like we're in the middle of this like area. I'm sitting in the chair. And he's like, Bender, don't fall asleep. And I'm like, oh shit, I got to go to my room. I'm just done for the night. And I go turn it in, and I wake up the next day and I'm hungover, man. I'm feeling like shit. And I get out there and he's already chipper and like right back at it. And he's just, just like business as usual. And I'm like, how did you do that?
Kory had some drinks are free on the plane. Kory's a rock star. Yeah, I don't know how he does it. Like I don't stay up that late anymore. I've seen video of him late as hell, just slamming them down. I'm like, how the hell? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it
anymore. Like 9:30, and I'm like, I'm turning it in, man.
Yeah, I'm same way.
But I went to the MTE in Vegas 2 years ago, maybe. I don't know. A couple years ago, I actually helped Streen for a little bit, running his little, his tent
booth.
Awesome. His booth, yeah.
Yeah, that one's small. I mean, it's just a lot smaller and stuff, and it's a good time which we don't go because we don't do Vegas.
I don't do. I'm not a Vegas person.
But I mean, it's a little more intimate. So if you're trying to talk to people a little bit more, especially tool vendors and stuff like that, you can actually talk to them a little bit more compared to MTE. I mean, because last year or this year, it was between 5,000 and 6,000 people down there.
Mm-hmm.
Next year's going to be even bigger. I mean, it's a blast, but it's gotten huge.
Yeah,
really.
I have a hard time with traveling for work. I'll be honest with you guys, because like I'm losing the wage of the day and I'm spending money, and then when I'm there, I'm spending more money. I come back, I'm like, man, this trip cost me like $20,000. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. Especially he's drinking with Dave.
$20,000, and I'm sure at least 6 months of my life is gone now. Like,
and I mean, you'll have a new baby then too, and so it all. But maybe the next year, because we'll be back at Rosenshingle, which is so much better.
Yeah. Mark and I were talking about going to MTE this year, like the Orlando one, but obviously now I'm not with my baby.
Yeah,
I'm like Brandon. Wait, try to y'all come down next year when it's back at Rosenshingle.
Well, that'll be in 26.
What?
Yeah, because 25 is the next.
You know what I mean? Not this one. The next one.
Not this one, but the following. So in 26, it'll be back at Rosenshingle, which is so much a better place. Yeah.
What's Mark doing? I'm scared enough. What are you under?
He needs like a Superman cape on or something.
You play Encore.
Just casually walking by.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Sorry, I didn't know you was there. You talking about Dave Stream? We love Dave Stream too. That'd be fun helping him out in his booth.
Yeah, Stream's a good guy.
Yep.
He's just always happy. Like that dude is always smiling, just happy, up. Like it's awesome.
Yeah, I like his energy. He's always like, "Oh, it's a great idea." It doesn't even matter what it is. He's just in. He's just
dude. the night of the first Dream event, and afterwards when we had the little rooms and all that, you know, and the final, like the one we were all in, we were all drinking and that. And he's in there, he is drunk, and he's in his little office, and he's bringing out the ninja swords and all this kind of shit. And I'm like, damn.
It was having so fun.
Much fun.
It's a celebration, man. He had a great event, and he was just celebrating it live in front of everybody.
I really liked the Dream event.
I did too.
I was looking forward to the second one, you know, and I hate all the crap that got started because it really messed Dave up. And, you know, I'm glad he got over it and stuff. And
you ain't gonna hold Dave down. Like,
no, but yeah, him and Don got screwed out of that.
I think they just still need to bring back the virtual bar, if anything. Like, that was fun.
Yeah.
I'm sober. I log in like, this is gonna be fun.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
So much fun. But anyway.
Yeah.
So my mind's gone.
Yeah, I'm tired. I stay tired anymore. Like, it's just 100% all the time tired.
They make a pill for that.
Yeah. Crack. You snort it.
No. I see it all the time on social media. It's like, are you tired? I'm like, yeah. Like, try TRT. I'm like, huh. Is that all it is? Is this a little testosterone? Like, side effects include getting jacked, having great hard-ons. I'm like, this sounds great.
Yeah. You take it, you got brain cancer, you got a limp dick, and everything else.
Oh, Lord. This just went south.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But now, like I said, it's good to get you on and meet you and learn a little bit more about you. Like I said, just watching your videos, I was like, it's going to be a great one. And kind of like when we had Ryan Dunn on before the show, the energy he was bringing, I was like, it's going to be a great episode. It's going to be fun. And it has been. Especially Barry's accent. That's a highlight for me.
That was spot on. Spot on. When at MTE, Barry, that first night, he had a little welcome party. He cornered me and he's trying to talk to me. Well, I have trouble hearing. If there's a lot going on, or even just one person talking, but then music's playing, I cannot, like, my brain just doesn't focus on just the words coming out of my mouth. So it was so loud, and he's trying to talk and all that, and I don't remember a word he said. We probably stood there for 45 minutes talking, and finally later I was like, I'm sorry, Barry. I don't know what you talked about yesterday and all that. And I was like, I just can't hear. I don't know.
Can y'all hear the leaf blower?
Nope. I told you I can't hear.
My yard man's out there blowing off the pavement right now. I don't know why he chooses Wednesday nights to mow, but hey, looks good. It's mowed. I don't care. All the rain we got, like, it's shot up really fast.
So, Barry, you too. Yeah, I know. It's hard
to
hear. So.
I had seen a video that Bryce Kelly was on, and he pulled out these like 3, flat bars that Barry had designed and created, and I immediately screenshot it and I sent it to Barry. I was like, I need these. Barry, I need these, and he sent me a bunch of them, and his words were, he goes, hey, try them. If you like them and they like you back, we'll figure something out. And I was like, that's cool as hell. So I get this box. I get a box from, Ireland, and I'm opening. I'm super excited. And man, those things, they're like invaluable. I use them all the time. And I hounded him for like months. I'm like, Barry, how do I pay you for these? We'll get to it. And then finally he was like, don't worry about it. And I'm like, what the hell, Barry? I'll pay you for them.
Yeah.
No. He's a good
Barry's
guy.
Like, gee, thanks. Now I'm gonna have everybody messaging me. Hey,
I paid double.
I paid
double the ask because
it came all the way from Ireland. I paid a lot.
Yeah, all of it.
Do you have the retention system?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
You love it?
I do. Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah, I like. I know there's a lot of people on the lateral retention system game right now, but I have the Metal Medic. I have some straps and toe, and the Porta Power, stuff like that. But like, honestly, I really think that I personally like Barry's system the best.
Me,
I think the dampening springs in it are a huge bonus that a lot of people don't consider because like I have an Ultra slide hammer that has a dampening spring on the end of it, and something about that dampening spring, it kind of mixes like a mini lifter with your slide. So you get a little bit of a pull and then a snap. you know, and I really think that there's something brilliant with the dampening springs in that system. Plus,
absolutely,
you know, the way that the feet articulate and can go on any
that's
panel
what I was
and
gonna say.
stuff
The
like
way
that. Like,
you can center it up, not by just making sure the feet are stuck, and then oh crap, it's not exactly center.
Right.
You can adjust and this way, and I love it, and get that tension going, and then move it out of the way, and you got plenty of room to work with it. And the only thing I don't have are the new little feet. I need the little feet. I got to get that.
I have a habit of buying things as soon as they come out. Like
I
see it, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy it, you know. And so
Yeah.
I had just placed an order for the corner ones, you know, so you can grab the edge. And it was like a week later, they're like little ones out. I was like, God damn it! Like I could have just bought I could have bought them all together, but like,
I know.
Yeah.
That's how I am too. Every time it gets me, I'm like, why don't I just wait? Like, have I not learned my lesson yet? Like, I gotta have it out.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one comment I get a lot as a mobile tech, because like I'm working out of a Transit Connect, like the little, you know, but it's the longer wheelbase one. Yeah. And like I have a TDN card in there, I have a metal shrinking, I have a jack, I have a swamp cooler, I have 2 standing lights, I have a hood stand, I have all of my hail rods. I mean, I'm loaded with tools, and everyone's like, I've never seen a dent guy with this many tools. And I'm like, nice to meet you. You know, like I just this isn't even all of them. I have more at home, you know, like yeah.
You're talking about the dampening spring. I'm a big fan of it too. The Kiko slide hammers you got there, and I've never been a huge slide hammer guy. I'm always trying to mini lift as much as possible.
Yeah.
Since I got that Kiko with that dampening, it's made a big difference for me. I use it pretty often now.
Yeah, I just picked up the Metal Medic SOB hammer too. It's interesting. It's a little heavy on the end, you know, but I got the telescoping one because I like, you know, roofs and stuff like that. If I am fixing hail, like it's nice to have you know, an extra long hammer for, you know, reaching out and doing some blending. But it's pretty interesting. I read an article that was talking about like vibrations in your hands, because last year I had this issue with my right hand, which is my working hand, and I basically created scar tissue in my index finger on my nerve that made a shooting pain up into my neck. And I went to like 2 hand specialists. I got MRI, X-rays, I got all this stuff, and they're like, we don't really know, but like we could cut you for carpal tunnel. And I'm like, what? I'm not. No, we're not doing that. Like, zero confidence in you now. And I was actually wearing a brace on my arm, just trying to like limp around and work, you know. And I was like, whatever. You know, we don't care. We do care, but like, I'm still going to go to work. And so I went to a body shop, and this guy was like, go see my chiropractor. And I was, all right, you know, I don't know if I believe this gypsy magic, but I'll go check it out. And so I did. And the guy cracked me and, you know, kind of like rubbed on my finger a little bit and kind of explained what he was going to do. And I left there, called my wife immediately. I was like, what a crock. I was like, I just gave that guy $75, and like
all he did was rub on my finger.
All he did was like stab me and send me on the way.
Speak to my
and then like
my ear.
You know, he held like the vitamins to my chest. He's holding my arm up and like pushing on it. He's like, oh, your body doesn't like this one. Your body does like this one. And I'm like, okay, get me out of here, you know. And I, you know, still feeling kind of defeated. I go to bed that night, and next morning I get up and I'm like getting ready for work, and I grabbed something and picked it up, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, it's not perfect. I was like, but my hand actually feels better. That's crazy. I'm going to book another one. And so I went and saw the same guy again, and he sent me this article about vibrations, and I read it, and it was basically talking about like certain vibrations will actually disrupt and damage the nerves in your body. And so the spring, like now, like you have the knockdown that has a spring-loaded knockdown.
Shot blocker.
Yes. Yep. And then you have the spring-on-board hammer. And what it does is it reduces vibration to your hands. That's the biggest takeaway that I've received from it. And like a little bit of a learning curve on the hammer, the knockdown, not so much. The knockdown's butter, man. You just go to town on that thing. But yeah, pretty interesting. I'm curious to see where the industry goes with that, because I feel like it's an ergonomic thing that I don't think anybody's really talking about, you know, truly. Because like, I know it sounds like gypsy magic, but like really the vibrations in your hand will disrupt your nerves, and it's interesting. But yeah,
what if we'll start seeing tips with, you know, shocks in them and stuff like that?
I think so. I mean, I think that would be pretty cool to see like just a sprung spacer, you know, truly. I think that'd be super cool, you know, because you could do different tensions on it, like stiff, medium, hard, whatever, you know. I watched this another video where a guy had invented like a hammer and like a little hatchet that had springs built into the heads of them, and they were a much higher tension. But like the takeaway was like, if you could take a sledgehammer on a brick and you hit it as hard as you can, but the brick's not going to break. What happens with the sledgehammer? It bounces off, and it recoils all that energy, and so you're just along for the ride. Well, with this guy's spring-loaded one, you would hit it as hard as you could, and the hammer would just stick. And it was like really interesting, and like I don't know, there's something to it for sure.
Yeah.
So I think the guys that are inventing things with springs in them, please keep doing that, because that's
absolutely.
It's going to help all of us in the long run.
Yeah, I thought the shot blocker, I was like, man, I don't know, and then heard a couple people talking about it, and I got one. I was like, okay, this is money. I love it. So just knockdown. Yeah,
I can't wait for his next one.
You right there beside Dave's stream. Tell him make it happen. We need some springs for our tips. If anybody, that's an idea I see Dave's stream. Edgy Tools having.
Yeah. I pitched him a few ideas. He hasn't made any of them yet.
He's always like, "That's a great idea, though."
Great idea.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, man, we are over our hour mark, and I know you got a wife to get back to, and we've got wives
to get back to,
food to get to, and but no, we appreciate you coming on, brother.
Yeah, it's been great.
Great show. Can't wait to hopefully meet you in person at some point.
One of these days. I will come out to him one of these days.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
But thank you for having me. I do appreciate it. It's fun.
Anytime. Keep doing what you're doing. And Mark, we'll get you on at some point here.
Yep.
And but no, we appreciate you coming on. Everybody that watched tonight and commented and everything. Thank y'all. We love y'all. And again, we'll have Thomas Stark on next week by himself, so he can actually talk instead of
Kory running
it. Not this Kory, but anyway. We'll see y'all next week.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys.